From this meeting or from this conference, I take the idea of a community that when you approach a problem as a community, you are likely to increase your chances of solving that problem. And from the few days that I've been here, there's a lot of information that has been generated. And it is only because the people from all over the world have come as one community here to put their ideas together so that we look at the issue of biodiversity.
45 people of 21 countries have come together to work on the issue of agricultural biodiversity. On a local level, a lot has happened, but it's still difficult to upscale. To really make a difference, we will have to smash the glass house that keeps us within our boundaries. We created a so-called social island near Bangkok, Thailand, to keep the participants focused at the task at hand. The Embassy of the Earth Foundation designed and facilitated the 3.5-day search conference process. A process designed to build a global community and find the pathways to the future.
We got the idea about 2 years ago that based on our experiences of already, let's say, 10 years working with all kinds of organizations around the world on agricultural biodiversity, that yes, there's a lot of experience with people working in different surroundings with biodiversity in agriculture, but we felt that it's not spreading enough. We can spend money for repetition again and again, but how can we scale up what already works?
A lot of meetings are very abstract and very much thought about in our heads, and then we go back and we know that reality is completely different. While if you work with what you really know, what you're passionate about, then you get much more change, a much more effective change.
You will see that the community will find their common ground and will build new strategies by using the search conference process. The process is based on open systems thinking and follows a line of logical diverting and converting. The first day starts with sharing a meal and sharing expectations. Facilitator Frank Heckman explains the process in the pouring rain.
Find out what's your most realistic challenge together that you really want to do.
We start this day with a little exercise in leading and following. With all these countries and cultures, it's extra important to get in touch with each other. Today we will map out our environment. What's happening out there and what are the force fields that are important to us? We will also have a dialogue on the probable and ideal world in 2016. Today there's also some silent time to set our intentions into the fire. In the second part of the day, we gain insight in our shared history. Now this is done, we can assess the current situation. We enter the matrix with our needs and our gifts. Time has come to look at the future. We start with a deep listening session. Here, the first contours of a new future can emerge. The group starts working on the most desirable future for 2020. Dialogue is intense at this moment. Things are really starting to get together. The groups present their results. The results have the form of future statements. These statements are cut up and they are put into emerging themes by an integrator group. Every theme is carefully discussed and adopted by the group.
Raise your hand.
Small theme groups are formed and they start working on their strategies and goals.
So while identifying goals and strategies and our aims under the themes, we're working on policy and governance now. So what we're doing is to scope what's happening out there on global governance on agricultural biodiversity, so we can actually locate better our strategies and identify the areas that we want to focus on in the next 8 years.
The first results of these discussions are reported back to the whole group.
Local varieties more competitive to the market, whatever available.
What we did, we first did a scanning on what's available in policy in the international level, and we came out with a view that while there are like the International Treaty on Genetic and Seed and Plant Resources,
and we were looking at information and networks. The objective is to have information and networks that are supportive of biodiversity.
The community freshens up a bit by making some music with local musicians. The next step is to design the pathways to the future. Action planning. What does it look like when you actually do this? Where do you start and how do you build this? In the afternoon we have the Greenet market. Everyone can enroll in workshops, varying from shampoo making to batik. The evening is a time for storytelling. The farmers that came with us are telling their stories. And also some of the other participants are taking the stage. It's Saturday now and groups are finishing their theme action plans. They are also presenting these plans on the market to the other groups.
And then share all the analysis among us and then come up with an analysis which says what can promote diversity, what actually constrains diversity.
We have 4 specific activities that we want to carry on in the next coming month.
And also media promotion. Plus here what we say, it's like community fairs, community recipe.
One of the final steps after the market is to look into the communication of the community. How are we going to communicate after this meeting? And how are we going to communicate to other people? In small groups, best practices and experiences with group collaboration are shared. These shared experiences are put onto paper. They will form the ground rules for a new community. The group also produces a new logo to fit the new community. The community now builds and designs its own online presence, including her own online collaboration platform. The online community and the public site were launched shortly after the meeting. Once again, we gather around the fire for the closing ceremony of the conference. There are only 2 things left to do. Share a meal together and make some music.
It's very important to share my views with other participants and also learn from them, what's happening in the international arena.
I think the process itself is very nice, like a research process of bringing together and make people to really build a shared purpose.
it's very important that we are here together because we all different people with different experiences and different expertise, but we're complementing each other as we are sharing ideas, and these ideas paint the bigger picture regarding agricultural biodiversity and also helps us find ways and means of breaking out of the glass house.